Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here. So as I'm been putting up on my wall, I lost my voice. It's not great, but I'll see how it goes. So yeah, got on the ship and I was fine. And then around me, people were coughing and spluttering, and as soon as I saw it and heard it, I thought, yeah, I know who's going to get that, and I wasn't wrong. And so yeah, I've had the lurgy, but I've kind of not gone to the doctor about it, not seeing the ship's doctor, because I have to pay and then claim it all back, and what can go wrong really. So I thought I would not do it unless I absolutely had to. And so yeah. It's not the worst I've ever had, so fingers crossed it stays that way. But yeah, so sorry I haven't been making the videos, but I was just too rough. Feeling a bit better today, not as good as I should, but definitely better than I was anyway. So we've been busy. We've been seeing brilliant bands and entertainers, and you might have heard of one of them if you watch Britain's Got Talent. He was on that and he got the golden buzzer, and his name was Lifford Shillingford, and I'd never heard of him because I don't watch it, but I think I watched the first season of it and that's it. Didn't watch anymore. So I don't really do reality TV, but yeah, he was very, very good, and he's on again this evening. I've got to blow my nose, bear with me a sec. Oh, that is one of the drawbacks to this. Every few seconds, need to blow my nose. So yeah, he's on again this evening, and there's also a band called the IHoppers, who were very good, and they're on again this evening. The resident band is called Pulse, and they're very good, and I think they're on as well. So all over the ship there is something good happening. But we've had a lot of choppy seas, and when I say choppy, I mean, of course, I love that, A lot of people were very sick. So there's been no trouble getting seats for anything because people have just been in their cabins. But it's now calm and lovely. I will show you the sea before I end this video. It doesn't look that great out because cloud clings to the water. So started off the day very, very sunny, and it's nice and warm now. When you go, even when it's breezy, if you go outside, it's not cold. It hasn't been cold since we left, really. But so we've been having a good time, even though I've not been well, not been letting it stop us, and then certainly haven't really stopped doing anything that we wanted to do. A few times I've got really tired and said, oh, I need to go to bed now, where we might have stayed up a bit longer. But we've been to all of the clubs and the discos and all the stuff that's been going on. Even did a quiz. Yeah, stick around for it. And I've been doing some crochet today, so I've been making a bag. And I've got the front and the back done, and now I've done sides and bottom and straps, but I just need to film it. So excuse me, not quite ready to put it together, but I can't do any more until I film now. So the only thing that's been stopping me is of not having a voice to film. So I guess it's starting to come back, but it's going to take a while before it sounds right. So the first part of my tutorial is going to sound normal, and all of a sudden, if I start now, it'll sound like this. But so I don't know what day of the week it is. I've kind of long since forgotten. But that was the weekendy picture, which you saw, and then we got, I don't know, some beardy bloke. I don't have my, yes I do. Excuse me. Really don't want it on my chest. It's one place I do not want it to go, but it is a bit. Who is this Jedi? Balin Gall said. Ahsoka Tano, Morgan Elspeth. So wet bottom, otherwise known as Ahsoka. Obviously that's not her, but this is, because this is Tuesday, which I think is today. So this is for tomorrow. I don't know whether I'm putting this up today or tomorrow. Oh, we got wet bottom again. Ahsoka. Let's just say I didn't follow standard Jedi protocol. Good to know. Good to know. Ahsoka. Okie dokie. Let's do the jokey. Oh, that rhymes. Pretty sad, but never mind. Pretty sad. I think I've done this one. Didn't tick it, but I think I've done it. Yeah, I'm sure I have. Let me see. Oh yeah, Tonto O'Reilly. Yeah, I did do that one. Yeah, sadly, I think we've caught up with all the jokes. Do you know why your butt crack goes up and down and not side to side? Because if it was side to side, every time you go down the slide, it would go blah 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 blah. I'm sure we've done these. A banana, yeah, the vibrator up the table. Banana says to the vibrator, I don't know what you flicking shaking for. This bitch is gonna eat me. That was fecking. It was Irish word. It doesn't mean anything rude, honestly. Swear to God. To be sure, so it is. Catch yourself on. Cheers, guys. Enough Irishisms. And nice cup of tea made by Gary. That's yummy. So I know I told my kids that we saw this Guy Lifford, Shillingford, and Paul knew straight away who he was because he did lots of stuff with the Artful Dodger, and he loved it, so he knew it was. I had no idea, but he was very good. So we're going to see him again this evening after dinner, and we chose to have static dining, so we have the same table every single time. We know where to go, what time to go. I think I prefer that than freedom dining, where people go and they have to queue maybe if they go to that one, or queue if you go to that one. I can't be doing with that. Plus the waiters, they kind of get to know you and all the things, so that's all right. I don't mind, and the restaurant's very nice. It's black tie this evening, so more time to sparkle. And we've got one of those meals where you get an amuse-bouche at the beginning, you know, and all the posh stuff. So we've got posh grub tonight. I just had my hair done. And there we go. Still long, but he did cut it. And I had a keratin treatment, so it's all nice and floppy. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, I booked it in England. I thought I'm gonna have my hair done around this particular day because, you know, I would do it before we come, and then I'd have it done, and that should now last me to the end. If not, I couldn't do it. But I thought, you know, the excursions that we're going to do from today onwards, you know, tomorrow, that means, you know, just saying, I won't need to do my own hair, and plus I'd get this treatment, which is it seemed to be a bit cheaper than having it done at home. So then of course all of that bag there is the products that you end up buying, so you think, hang on a minute, probably could have got that from Sally's a lot cheaper, but never mind, done now. So yeah, at least I've got, it needed a trim, you know, it definitely needed a bit of a trim up, so it's all done. There's a very nice young man that did it, Ronald. We were talking, he's Filipino, and I said to him, I've got a friend who's Filipino, her name's Letitia, and he said nearly all Filipino women are called Letitia. I said, why do Filipinos always seem to have English names? And he said, because we all have to learn English. And he says in some schools they don't even teach Filipino language anymore, just English. So yeah, they're all kind of English names. So because it always struck me as kind of unusual that when I met Letty, her name was Letitia, and then she's got friends and they're all English names and her kids are. And so that's why. mind you, you know, I knew her because she came over here and married an Englishman, and a lot do. But yeah, he's a very nice and very good hairdresser, and he does all this stuff, and he spends quite a lot of time on the ship, and then he goes home to his family, and then he'll have a little bit of time at home, and he'll come back. Very difficult, I think, that, because you know you're not with your family and you don't get to see them, and that must be very difficult. But a good income anyway. Cheers, guys. Oh, voice is going again. Yeah, so at least the guy that does our room has kept me supplied with tissues, and that's the main thing. Extra boxes of tissues. But he did forget to give us 2 cups today, so Gary can't have tea until I've drank mine. And I thought, you know, it's best not to have my cup, to be honest, but maybe I'll call room service, get them to bring another cup up or something. Anyway, not much else to tell you, really. It's been very, very choppy. A lot of people have been suffering, and it's been quite a challenge walking around, staggering. It's imagine if you drank as well as that. Would that just mean you're straighter than you would have been, or you're just extra wobbly? I don't know. But yeah, it's been it's been quite, and I've really loved sitting out watching the waves, because the crashing on the side of the ship. I've done a lot of that, wave watching, and yeah, so I found a nice little pub sort of thing today. It's got a little casino, and then there's this bar, and they did quizzes in there, so I was able to assist somebody with theirs, because it was about reptiles. And there was a few kind of questions in there that didn't really apply to reptiles, but in a loose way. And one of them was, who trained the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles or Ninja Turtles? So I had no clue, and I said, oh, it was Master Splinter. Yeah, so I think my kids would disown me if I didn't know that one. Especially Paul. So yeah, but it was you know, quite good fun. And then we left there as they started doing, it was, I think the bar's called the Exchange, and it's like exchange wars. So one half of the room is against the other half of the room. So when they started getting ready for the war, we left. Anyway, he's wearing me out, this talking business, so I'm going to get off and upload this video. So hopefully I will be back to getting my videos done now. And you know, I'm usually quite, you know, when I'm unwell, able to carry on, and people always say, oh, you know, don't worry if you can't make the videos, we'll kind of watch your content and we'll be here when you get back. But if I can physically do it, then I will. But the other day I just knew I couldn't, and I was too tired and had no voice. So yeah, I always know when I actually can't do it. But so yeah, I've been spending a lot of time on the balcony. This here blanket, don't really need it, it's quite mild, but yesterday I wrapped up and sat out there for a little while, just listening to the water, which you can probably hear as I left it. I said I was going to show you outside, didn't I? Let's go. I better just do this because so here we are, we're outside, and this is our balcony. And as you can see, the sea is now quite calm. Little waves here and there, but not the crashing and craziness that we've had over the last few days. So anyway, just going to stop it. Here we are, I'm outside now on the balcony. It's quite nice. This is our little chair that where I sit and, you know, wave watch. Anyway, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, bye for now.